Today I will be visiting Delphi, center of Greece, often recognized as the cradle of Western civilizations. We will take a trip to explore the timeless structure and culture. Many of the temples, statues, artwork, and monuments have been kept preserved for generations to come, and has influenced other cultures and civilizations, leaving a mark forever intertwined with the rich history and culture of the Greeks. So, what role does architecture and art play in Delphi? Well, these people's lives and societies basically revolve around the god and goddesses. Most of the structures are either temples for worship or something else with the purpose of pleasing the gods. They take a tremendous source of pride in these structures and artwork. Sculptures are created in freestanding human form, even for the gods. The battle scenes depicting the gods at war can be purposefully paralleled with the historic past of wars they took on. Also, sculptures were naked, as they are viewed as beautiful. Marble is mainly the material used for the sites in the sanctuary, which shows the grandeur and power of the empire. As you may not know, Delphi is known as a belly button and/or center of earth. In our Greek mythology, it is said that the god Zeus released two eagles from opposite ends of the earth, and Delphi is where they met. As you can see, this trip has taken me a couple of days to get here, but what we are about to see is all worth it. I have finished climbing Mount Parnassus, and I finally made it to Delphi. And wow, it really is true what they say. Delphi is one of a kind. There's nothing like it. The frieze is made out of marble. It wraps around the treasury and contains sculptures that hold it up. On each side of the treasury, the frieze shows different scenes. The north side shows the Gigantomachy, the battle between the gods and giants. The east side shows two scenes, a council of gods divided into two, and the other side is Homer's Iliad from the Trojan War. On top of the frieze sits the pediment. The pediment shows the gods Apollo, Zeus, and Hercules. Apollo and Zeus are holding on the tripod the oracle Pythia sat on, while Hercules tries to steal it. The style used to make the frieze and the pediment is an archaic type of style. I noticed how the Greeks showed themselves as humans, but called themselves gods, as if they hold the same status as the gods. Delphi shows that they are the best of their time by the way they show that they are defeating the giants, which may symbolize those not from Greece. Next, as I continue up the path, I see the Sibylline Rock, and just past this, I greet the Temple of Apollo. At the front of the entrance, you see a sign reading, "Know Thyself." This temple was dedicated and made for worship for the god Apollo. More offerings can be found here, such as statues and sacrifices and rituals as well. I continue down the temple and I see the Oracle of Apollo. This is where the priestess Pythia works her magic. The temple and the Oracle of Apollo stands with Doric-styled columns throughout. There are 6 columns on both ends and 15 on each side, all made from marble and stone. The purpose of the Oracle of Apollo is so the priestess Pythia, whom is connected to Apollo in a way spiritually, can tell the Greek people their futures. If you are wealthy enough, you could ask the priestess a question regarding your future, and she will enter a trance through a high statue and answer in such a way that can be interpreted in many ways. That is why before you enter the Temple of Apollo, it reads, "Know Thyself." You have to know yourself in order to interpret what Apollo is saying through Pythia, because of the many meanings. It is said that the Athenians came to ask for guidance from Apollo when they were faced with the Persian Empire. Anyone and everyone is welcome. The Oracle of Apollo depicts herself to have high enough power to refer to herself as basically a part of the god Apollo. Now, the Oracle of Apollo is very popular and brings many people from all over the Mediterranean to interact with the god Apollo. Their beliefs and culture bring them together as one at Delphi. As I leave the Temple of Apollo and travel up the stairs, I pass the theater. The theater is where the musical competitions are held, and if I travel up a bit more, I come across a stadium. Now, Delphi is where the Pythian Games are held, and they occur every 4 years. Not only does the Oracle bring visitors, but so do the games. It is located at the highest point in Delphi. It is constructed out of the mountain with an arch entrance that leads up to limestone seating that fits around 7,000 people at once. Here, the running races, boxing matches, and chariot racing take place. The stadium is a great way to bring the Greeks together for the worshiping of gods, to have fun, to compete, and celebrate victories. Those who win dedicate monuments as a way to celebrate their victories. A great example of this is a statue of the charioteer. The charioteer was built by a king, or a tyrant from Gela, also known as Sicily. The sculpture is made out of an expensive material, bronze with some exceptions. The eyes are made of glass and his headband is made of silver. It is referred to be severe style and is lifelike, showing natural details of the human body. The charioteer represents a chariot driver in the races, which are athletic competitions, who is presenting his chariot and horse humbly as he is victorious. The drivers were actually hired by people who had a lot of fortune, so the people that owned them did not actually drive them. Delphi shows great worship to their gods and goddesses, while at the same time celebrates their achievement and culture as one. Delphi is a city with great architecture and art that people travel to see. After days of travel, you come to understand why we travel to this beautiful oasis. Greeks from all over come together and we show our wealth and celebrate our culture. Delphi is a wonderful experience where all Greeks gather together to worship gods and have a little bit of fun. There are so many things to look and experience in Delphi: boxing matches, the oracle, and the worshiping of gods. Delphi is not just a beautiful city, but the architecture and worshiping of gods bring all of us Greeks together as one.